life gets busy, I want delicious food that's quick and easy to make. So I've come up with loads of recipes that you can rattle out in no time at all. These meals are designed to take the stress out of your cooking. I'm keeping it super simple, and I want to show you how to make great dishes using just 5 ingredients. They're the ultimate set of go-to dishes. Forget long lists of ingredients. These recipes are streamlined, perfect for getting you lot back in the kitchen. It's all about genius ingredient combos that deliver big on flavour, and you'll see just how exciting simple can be. Let's make it. I'm cooking up 4 quick and easy dishes for you to make this week. That's going to make people very, very happy. All you need for these time-saving recipes are just 5 ingredients plus the most basic store cupboard staples. On the menu, my succulent lamb stew, utterly comforting and crazily simple to make. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's big flavour. Tasty, warm lentil salad. A fantastic little dish that you can rattle out in no time. The lentils and broccoli work so well together. Absolutely delicious. The ultimate liver, bacon and sweet onions. Bringing an easy old school classic bang up to date. And in the middle, it's like the silkiest, most beautiful pate. That's what it's about. That's the luxury, that's the joy. And just when you've seen it all, there's my speedy, surprising black tahini noodles. Look at that. It's not your everyday noodle dish, right? With all these incredible quick and easy dishes, you can be a great cook no matter how busy you are. Let's kick off with a hearty £1 wonder. Super easy to put together and even better to demolish. We are going to make the succulent lamb stew. It's utterly delicious. Made with beautiful lamb shoulder, mixed olives, plum tomatoes, fresh rosemary, and cheeky little silver skin pickled onions. It's that kind of comfort food that makes you really, really happy. It feels like you have to work really hard to achieve such big flavours. You don't. 5-6 minutes of putting it together, then bang it in the oven and let that oven do all the hard work. So fast but slow cooking. I like that. Now, the cut of lamb that I'm using is a beautiful shoulder of lamb. And the shoulder of lamb is one of my favourite cuts. The butcher has removed it off the bone, and when this cooks a couple of hours until tender, it's just going to melt in the mouth. The flavour is going to be awesome. This is so fast to put together, I'm going to get all my ingredients out and ready. So grab 150 grams of mixed olives and 2 tins of plum tomatoes. And then, maybe the surprise one, silver-skinned pickled onions. That kind of acidity riffs off of the richness of the lamb beautifully. Last ingredient is a good old favourite, rosemary. So beautiful. Just a nice little wodge of this. Cold pan, whack it on. Now we'll start cooking. Go in with a little oil. We want to start with flavour. So just take your rosemary stick, clasp it like that, pull it like that, easy peasy, and then into the pan. I'm going to kind of use rosemary in a slightly different way. Often we take herbs and we chop them in with the onions and carrots in a stew, or maybe put it in at the end. But what I want to achieve is crispy bits for sprinkling. Crispy bits to go on a nice sort of stodgy, comforting stew. Also, we're creating the most beautiful rosemary oil that's going to be the first beginnings of flavour with this stew. In less than a minute, the rosemary crisps up a treat. So remove, freeing the pan up for the lamb. I want to slice the lamb into sort of 3-centimetre chunks. And we're going to go skin side down into the pan. Let's get some colour going. Let's get some attitude happening. I'm going to season it fairly heavily with black pepper. And try and just have one layer of meat and not too sort of close to each other. That way it's going to kind of really brown and not boil. And I like that. Let's have a little wash up. Clean board. Now, silver-skinned pickled onions. And before you think I've gone mad, these are really beautiful. They kind of pop sweetness and gorgeousness. It's all peeled for me, so that's convenient. And also, it's been pickled and seasoned. So it's packing a really big punch for one ingredient. Remove from the vinegar and add all the onions from a 280-gram jar. It's a top trick to get big flavour fast. Let those onions benefit from the flavour of that rosemary oil, the lamb fat, the temperature of the pan, and let them scald a little bit. Get some colour going. Now, to go with this, we've got some beautiful green and black olives here, and really important little tip, get them with the stones in, always. Better texture, better flavour. Simply squash with a jar, pull out the stones, then add to the pan, along with 2 tins of plum tomatoes. Delicious, deep flavours, sweet. So look, get your fork and just mush up all those tomatoes. You know, you want it to cook out to a nice little sauce. And I don't need to season this dish. There's enough salt in the olives and the pickled onions to really season the tomatoes and the lamb in the most beautiful way. And then last but not least, pour in 2 cans of water and that will cook down. And it's going to be really, really nice. So lid on and whack it in the oven at 170 degrees Celsius, which is for around 320 Fahrenheit, for about 2 hours until the meat just falls apart and that sauce has cooked down. And now I've got a couple of hours to do whatever I like. Just 6 minutes to prep, and then the oven does all the work for you. This delicious stew couldn't be simpler. So, it smells fantastic, and you can see it's just sort of blipping away. Look at that. And for me, the exciting thing is you've got 5 ingredients, but they kind of become one delicious flavour. Get it on a platter. Really, really good. Everything here now is soft and silky and comforting. But don't forget, we've got the crispy rosemary. That's going to be lovely. All I do now is a little bit of black pepper. Delicious. Simple, but very scrumptious. Time to have a little taste. What should we go for? Let's get some of that tender meat. Look at that. Bit of everything. All in one mouthful. Come on. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. That's big flavour. The meat literally falls apart. And if you think about it, I've put no salt in that at all. But by using those silver skin pickled onions and those olives with the stones in, you get maximum flavour, depth of seasoning. And you get it fast, no mucking about. That's going to make people very, very happy. Bloomin' brilliant. 6 simple minutes of prep, delivering 6 delicious portions of stew. Come on, you do the maths. 5. Now buckle up for a speedy salad turbocharged with big, exciting flavours. You could use this for a snack, lunch, dinner. You could do it as a side dish. It could feature in so many different ways. Just grab some pre-cooked lentils, fresh broccoli, mixed coloured chilies, preserved lemons, and sustainable tinned anchovies. I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to really love your lentils and broccoli. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to turn this pan on and let's get some water boiling. So first up, we've got some beautiful purple sprouting broccoli. And I like to trim it up. Just run your knife down the length of the broccoli like that. It means it cooks twice as fast. It means it's much easier to eat. And it's also much more beautiful. We love broccoli at home. And in its most simple form, with a knob of butter, is delicious. But broccoli is a fantastic carrier of flavours. It really is. That means that we can have fun. So in we go. Blanch the broccoli in boiling salted water for 3 minutes, giving us time to make a tangy little dressing. So first up, preserved lemons. Little tiny lemons like that, they're really perfumed, and when you brine them like this, you can use them in rice dishes, in stews, in soups, in salsas. They're fantastic, so if you've never seen them before, give it a little go. Second one, anchovies. Anchovies, everyone always says, some people don't like them. Look, anchovies are already in some of the foods you love, and you might not know it. If you use anchovies intelligently, you'll never really taste it. It's a seasoning. It gives it a depth of flavour. So we're going to take the anchovies out of the oil, and we're going in to the mortar. You can do this in a liquidizer if you want. Pound it up, smash it up, and can you see how that's gone to a paste pretty quickly? Look at that. It's like a fish paste. And then our beautiful preserved lemony juice, and a tablespoon of that in here is going to be amazing. By adding this fragrant juice, we're kind of balancing the pungent flavour of the anchovy. And then last but not least, just put the oil from the tin in, and then look, that's what you get. Very simple dressing. That over potatoes, greens, white meats. Wow, delicious.
Once the broccoli is turned just tender, put to one side for later, saving back a mug of cooking water and using the same pan for the next flavour hit.
Get one of those beautiful preserved lemons. Just quarter it and remove any seeds. Just this small lemon, chopped up, is a game changer. So finely chop that, push that to one side. Chilies. Get 1 or 2 chilies, depending on how you like things, and I'm just going to finely slice it like this. So heat and fragrance and salt and citrus. You know, this is a good place. And these are going to completely bring life to broccoli that's still hot, wanting to be flavoured, and lentils. Lentils in these packs, they're super convenient, right? So convenience and deliciousness, let's do this. So in the pan, we're going to go in with some olive oil, and we are going to get our chili and lemon in there. That's going to perfume this oil. It's going to be so good. These lentils have been simply cooked. The hard work's been done. So in we go. Now look at the colour. It's dark, you know, rustic, but we need one key thing, that broccoli juice, to rehydrate them a little bit. And then whack a little lid on, and it just steams those lentils. Beautiful.
After only 2 minutes, add in your broccoli to reheat and coat in all those flavours. And it's time to serve up.
Look at that. Shake that into a lovely platter. The lentils and broccoli work so well together. We're going to take that amazing dressing and dress it up. And this is going to be so good. When it hits that lemoniness, that savouriness from the anchovies, really, really nice. And then a last little sprinkling of some chilli, just for pops of colour. And of course, one last little embellishment of extra virgin olive oil. You know, it's a fantastic little recipe that can be used in so many different ways. I tell you one thing, it smells absolutely amazing. So let's have a little try. Lentils first. The lentils are so delicious. They're so sumptuous. And you want to keep going back for more. And the broccoli is constantly hungry for things like chili and lemon and the deep flavour of anchovy, which you can't really pick out as an individual flavour. It's just there, thumping away. Absolutely delicious. What are you waiting for? Give it a go.
A really quick, clever dish to have up your sleeve. Try it once, and you'll make it again and again. This is my quick and easy food. A delicious set of go-to recipes for those of you that love your grub but don't have the time or energy for complicated cooking. Using just 5 ingredients, these recipes are quick to cook, easy to remember, and outrageously tasty. Now for an old school dish that sometimes gets a bad rap, but done well is utterly delicious.
I want to talk to you about a great British classic, pan-seared calf's liver with smoky bacon, sweet onions on toast. Yes!
So get yourself some higher welfare calf's liver. Fresh sage, red onions, crusty sourdough bread, and free-range smoked streaky bacon.
It's a real good one. And whether you're a lover or a hater, just watch. Just watch this, because you might just get inspired. Right, 1 large pan. Get that on a high heat. Then on to our beautiful calf's liver. Look at that. And this is lovely higher welfare calf's liver and smoked bacon. This is a wicked little combo. And then the kind of thing that props the whole thing up. Really nice sourdough bread. So we're going to do one nice big fat slice of this. This dish is great with standard bread, but if you can get some amazing bread, it just takes it to the next level. And the next ingredient, some lovely sage. And sage just happens to be best mates with onion. Yes, an old classic. A beautiful, sweet red onion. And that, my friends, is the combo. That's the fivesome that's going to cook beautifully together. And actually, most of the love, most of the care, and most of the focus goes on the onion. That's what we start with. What we want to achieve is a sweetness, a depth of flavour that links all of these flavours.
Peel and finely slice the onion, then add to a non-stick pan on a medium-high heat with a little olive oil.
Just take care of these onions. Get them soft, get them sweet. So, sage is an incredible herb. So delicious, and when you fry it in a little fat, it goes crispy and fragrant and delicious, and it's amazing with the bacon and the liver, but it's really good with onions. So I just want to pick a couple of really beautiful leaves for later. I'm just going to leave them here, and the rest, we're going to slice them up. And the reason I'm chopping these up is I want the flavour to cook into the onions, and the reason I'm leaving these is because they're going to be cooked with the liver. So, in with the chopped up sage leaves. We're already starting to get a few bits of colour on these onions. Keep an eye on it, don't let it catch. And then we're just going to keep cooking that until it's soft and tender and sweet and delicious and has depth of flavour.
Now to prep the liver, ready to cook super fast at the end.
With the liver, give it a little rub with oil and lightly season with salt and a little pepper. And that's all you need to do. That bit of liver is going to cook beautifully, and the texture and flavour is going to be amazing, but you can't cook it through. If you cook it through, it's dry, it's miserable, and that's where the bad stories come from. If you caramelise it hard on the outside so it has a crunch and a sweetness, but then in the middle it's like the silkiest, most beautiful pâté, right? That's what it's about. That's the luxury, that's the joy, that's what we're going to do right now.
With the onions looking good, we can now bring this together in a flash.
What I love about this dish is it's a one-pan dish. So at this stage, we're going to put a nice splash of red wine vinegar into the pan and toss it around. And that acidity and the sweetness of the onions is going to be amazing. And then I'm going to shake it to one side and just leave it. I can put this beautiful piece of toast in now, push it down so there's contact. The idea here is to make the ultimate crouton, right? So use the bread to clean the pan. Any sticky bits of onion juice, we'll have that. Then we've got the smoked bacon. So this now goes into the pan and the fat will start to render out. And that will then start cooking into the crouton. You can see where we're going now, right? Let's have a look at the bacon. Of course, we want it golden. Yeah, that's looking good. Keep the onions moving, just turn them over. Yes! Let's just have a little look at the bread. Wow! Caught, golden. Get that in there and move the bread around, cleaning the pan. When the onions have had enough, you can protect them by placing them on the bread, right? So your bread is kind of like your little lifeboat, right? And you can take everything into the life raft. So that's safe. So as soon as that bacon's perfect, that can go on as well. But now what we've done is exposed half the pan with maximum heat, right? It's ready, it's raring to go. That is when we go in with this lovely piece of calf's liver, straight in. So I'm going to wash my hands, 1 minute roughly on each side. Don't touch it, right? Let it get golden and caramelised. At the same time, we can go in with our sage leaves. Put a little oil on the sage leaves and they'll go crispy and beautiful. Look at the sage frying. It completely transforms. You can see the heat moving up the calf's liver. The bacon's good now, right? So that can go on the bread. And then let's go for the turn on the calf's liver. Look at that. Beautiful. That's what we want. Let's plate this up. Come on, let's do it. So let's just take that lovely toast onto that plate. And I can just put the bacon back in the pan for the last second to get sizzly. And look at the calf's liver. Beautiful. And then that lovely bit of bacon sizzling as well. A beautiful, beautiful plate of food. Time to eat. What a treat. Let's get in amongst this. Onion juices, sage, bacon. I know that that's going to be the most outrageous mouthful. Have a look at that calf's liver. It's really caramelised on the outside, but still blushing on the inside. And that's the way you get that really clean, elegant flavour. Well, that bread is off the chart. That reminds me of my mum, my nan. Nice memories, nice food, classic. A great combination. This is like heaven. I don't want any company. In actual fact, off you go. I want a bit of me time.
Such a simple dish, done the right way, is heaven on a plate. And if you didn't think this was for you, then think again. Finally, check out my speedy black tahini noodles. Bonkers to look at, delicious to eat.
I'm going to give you a noodle dish that is so quick and easy, but completely different.
All you need are fine rice noodles, fresh limes, a punnet of cress, teriyaki sauce, and black sesame seeds.
This is really different, really surprising, utterly delicious, and really good fun to make. So let's do this. Pan on the heat. And first up, black sesame seeds. You can get them in the supermarkets, and the black ones are just the same sesame seeds as you've always had, but with their husks on, okay? So 50 grams into there. We're gonna toast up the seeds, and we're gonna make homemade black tahini, and we're gonna turn that into a dressing that we dress the noodles in. It's gonna be delicious. And it happens pretty damn quick. So look, the next thing I wanna talk about is the noodles. So nice rice noodles, 150 grams. Follow the packet instructions. Some say just pour boiling water over them. Some say boil for a minute. Either way, it's very, very easy. Now look, the action is starting to happen. Look, they're like little popping beans. Pop, pop, pop. It's just bonkers. So when these start popping, that's when we're going to take them off the heat, because we don't want to burn these. We want to encourage the best flavour.
Transfer into a mortar, add boiling water to the pan, and drop in your noodles.
OK, so while they're doing their magic, in here, I'm going to start to pound. But because they're hot, they kind of crackle and click in the most peculiarly brilliant way. Can you hear that? Sounds like they're exploding. And it smells amazing. Kind of peanut buttery. And we want to create like a dust.
Once crushed, tip out, ready to be transformed into an outrageous noodle dressing.
Now, teriyaki's the next ingredient. It's got the soy in there, it's got mirin, which is a rice wine. It's got rice syrup in there, it's got garlic. So for one ingredient, you're getting like loads of flavours going in there, which I love. So I want to add 2 tablespoons and then mix that in. Put that to the side for 1 minute. These rice noodles are done. So I'm just going to drain these. Now, we've got 2 limes. Very important, because the sesame seeds are rich and kind of savoury, and that is acidic and alive and fresh. So we want that contrast happening. So I'm going to use one of these fine graters and just gently stroke just the green zest off. The smell is unbelievable.
Saving the zest for later, squeeze in the juice from 1 lime and mix it all up.
So look at that. It's just bonkers, dark and amazing. Wow, a lot going on. That's amazing, it's amazing. So while this is hot, put the noodles in the pan. Let's go in with this completely bonkers dressing. So exciting. And just the smell is phenomenal. It's not your everyday noodle dish, right?
Lay your super cool noodles over a platter.
Get your gorgeous lime zest and just sprinkle it around. It will smell incredible. Then, the last ingredient, cress. Get as close as you can to the seeds, and I just like doing like chunks, and then from a height, all over the place. Really exciting. Just some of those black sesame seeds. And then last but not least, that second lime, just in case you want to have a little squeeze up. That is fun to do. Right, time for a twiddle up. Really delicious. It's got that kind of satay vibe going on, you know. There's the lime, the crunch of the cress, but also it's the look. You can't get over the fact that you're eating black noodles and it's kind of a bit nuts, but delicious. You could serve this as it is, as a little salad, as a side dish, and actually I think that's the key to a good noodle dish. You can change it up and use it as part of your repertoire. That, my friends, is probably something you haven't seen before, but above all, delicious.
Speedy noodles with real wow factor. Perfect for livening up dull dinners. There you go, my delicious stress-free menu to see you through the week. Comforting succulent lamb stew, fast and tasty warm lentil salad, the ultimate liver, bacon and sweet onions, and surprising black tahini noodles. My 5-ingredient food that's quick to cook and even easier to remember.